On the Edge. Welcome to On the Edge, a podcast about table tennis and, that little white ball that goes so fast. I'm Marie Migaud, a professional table tennis player, and I want to put the spotlight on the personalities involved in the sport and share the stories. Whether they are players, trainers, coaches, therapists, or even more, I'm letting their voices guide us through their careers, their difficulties, and their differences. Yes, I deeply believe that each of us has something unique to give. So get ready to open your ears wide and bon voyage!
I was thinking, how is this possible that I am standing here right now, like I'm European champion? I think people tend to get used to good stuff quite fast. We tend to forget the difficult things, and that's what I'm reminding myself almost every day. My childhood and my life before I came to Austria helped me also a lot to overcome my injuries.
On today's episode, I welcome Sofia Polcanova. She was born in Moldova and moved to Austria alone to find better training conditions. She became European champion in 2022, a big dream of her and her late father. Of course, she has won many more medals and is a very important figure in women's table tennis. She is someone who doesn't want to talk about bad feelings, but she allowed the conversation to go deeper and dive into her difficulties. She believes in the power of positivity. She is so grateful to be where she is today, and that is her power, to feel it and recognize it. Have a great episode! And if you want to help the podcast because you like it, don't hesitate to click on 5 stars, to share it around you, and support me on Tipeee. Hup. So, hi.
Hi.
Thank you for this time.
I'm very happy to be here.
So first of all, I will let you present yourself, so who you are.
I'm Sofia Polcanova. I'm 29 years old, and I think I am a very friendly person. And I'm a table tennis player, professional table tennis player.
You have an interesting story to share. You are from Moldova. How was it there in the beginning of your life? And how did you start to play then table tennis?
I started to play table tennis when I was 6, and my father, I think he was a key figure in this development, because he played also before. And so when I started to play, he actually quit his job, what he had at that time, because it was another job, and then he started to practice with me.
Okay. So he quit his job for you, actually?
Yeah, actually, yes. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, because he thought that I have like a future. It's actually amazing how my parents kind of knew that I have a future in this sport, because I was like only 6.5. You couldn't know that then, but I think they saw something in me.
What, for example, what they saw?
Yeah, I don't know, like not only them, but also other people saw that I'm very talented in table tennis. And that's how it started.
It was pretty poor country, so you didn't have much to practice with?
Yeah, it was actually really poor at that time. Now it's a little better, but still not okay. My parents, they were like normal middle class, but we didn't have any support from the government or from sponsors maybe, and we had to manage everything by ourselves. We had, like my parents, they had to put all their money, what they had aside for me to go to the tournaments. My father, at the time when I was playing like 2 years, he had, I think, 2 or 3 jobs, and that he could support me. This was a really tough time, also because of our practicing methods. We didn't have good hall to practice in. I remember times when we practiced in the basement.
Yeah. This I can't compare, you know. I had perfect hole. I had rackets, t-shirts. I mean, I had kids to play with.
Yeah.
My father was playing with me as well, so
Yeah.
he was kind of my coach also. So he was your coach.
Yeah, in the beginning, yes.
Okay. And this little girl, like, who was 6.5 years old, how she was feeling? She wanted to be somebody in the sport, or?
I think in the beginning, no. In the beginning, I didn't really know or realize what I was doing. It's not like for other sportsmen or other people who know with 7 that they are gonna be Olympic champion or like a superstar. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know what I wanted. I just was a regular girl who went to practice after school, and it was all, yeah.
You wanted to make also your parents proud?
Yeah, of
you
course.
You knew that in this time, I don't know if we can know, but you knew that they were investing in you in this time, or you didn't really realize?
At that time, I didn't really realize it, but first time when I actually saw it was when I was 10, when we went to Euro Mini Champs.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, in France.
Yeah. And we had like to go from Moldova, like I think we went 3 days with pass just to get there. Then I won this tournament.
You won this tournament?
Yes, I won this tournament.
Wow.
I remember it so good.
Yeah.
And that was the first time when I realized that that they are my parents making so many sacrifices for me, because we had to travel so long and it was really hard there, but somehow we managed, and I think it was the beginning of everything.
Yeah. So you were 10 in this time?
Yeah.
Some improvement in your like everyday life, or is it the same since you were 6?
At that time when I was 10, it was same.
Okay.
No improvements in daily life or like in practice. My father, he tried to make everything possible, so we actually had a group of table tennis players, and they were really good, but of course for the future it was not enough. So at that time I think my parents started to think about that I go somewhere abroad, but it took I think 3 years to me actually come to Austria. Yeah.
You went alone there in Austria, or your parents came with you?
No, I went alone.
How is it like the day when you are leaving?
I still didn't realize it at the time, so like I thought that my parents made the decision. Of course, I also said that I wanted, but mostly my parents made the decision. I thought it was a good opportunity to practice, and I didn't think that I will live there. I didn't think that now I'm 29 and that my half life I am living in Austria.
Yeah. You feel Austrian now?
Of course,
you
yes.
feel Austrian,
yes.
but also Moldavian.
Yes, of course I didn't forget my roots. I never forget from where I came. But now I feel, of course, Austrian because I live there and my heart is there.
In cadet youth championships, in this time you were already very good?
Yeah, I was quite good. I think like maybe in the beginning top 4 and then top 8, always there. I think our generations who were born in 1994, they are all really good.
Yes, that's true.
So we had quite a concurrence. But then I stopped playing internationally because I got the citizenship. I had to stop because I was not allowed to compete.
Or did you feel and leave this time where actually you saw everyone competing but you just couldn't? How did you take this time also? Like you practice more or?
Again, I think like I didn't realize it so much, and I was just happy that I can practice, and still on the junior level I could compete in the international tournaments, but not in European championships or world championships. That kind of hurt, but that's life, I guess. And I don't regret this decision, and I think my parents also didn't regret it.
You arrived in Austria, you had a flat of your own, or like, you are 14, so you are young.
Yes,
also.
yes.
To live alone. I left to Japan alone, I was also 15, but only for 1 year, and I was in the center with other players who were there for me, but you were coming to a new country alone without parents, 14, new also culture. I mean, how do you feel when you are that young? Yes.
Yeah, this was a big change for me, and it was a little bit unusual at the beginning, but I'm really happy that I had this kind of life already before, that I was traveling a lot and meeting other people and meeting other cultures, so I was a little bit used to it. Because of that, I didn't have a lot of friends in Moldova, because I was not so often there. That's why when I came, I started to integrate quite fast, even though I couldn't speak German.
Yeah.
This was really hard for me in the beginning, because I'm quite a shy person. So at the beginning I wasn't talking at all.
Yeah.
I wasn't even trying to speak German, because I was thinking, maybe I would pronounce the words incorrect, and then it will be not so good, and maybe somebody will laugh at me, or like these kind of thoughts. So I wasn't speaking so much, but after half year I just started to speak in whole sentences, and
you just went for it.
Yes.
Not thinking much.
Yes, I was just at the beginning not talking at all, and then just in whole sentences, so everybody
and
was
people were like, what the fuck?
what happened what happened there.
Yeah.
At the beginning I was living with my coach at that time, with my Austrian coach. He's a Chinese coach, Bien Yadong, and his wife Liu Yuan, and they helped me a lot. I can say that they became like my second parents at the time. So I had the whole schedule, how to manage my day, and I actually, after 2 or 3 months, I had German lessons with Yuan. It was a little bit tough. She is a really tough teacher, but it helped me a lot.
How many languages do you speak today?
Today I speak 4 languages and a little bit of fifth. It's German, English, Romanian and Russian. And I actually started a little bit of French with Bubble.
Allez, on fait le podcast en français.
No. But I stopped because I think to speak the language you have to live in the country. You cannot learn it only with Bubble.
So you had the Chinese coach in Austria. What did he teach you in your game, but also maybe the mindset when you play? You are so focused, very very focused.
Really?
Yes, very calm also. Very calm. On the practice maybe different, but in the match you are very calm, and we don't see much what's going on. On your face you can see maybe the energy, body energy, but the face you can't see, and you are a bit this poker face, I would say, and I think it's a strength that you have.
I actually don't think that I have poker face. At least I feel like I don't have it. But many people told me that I'm so calm and that I have this poker face. So I'm actually starting to believe it.
It's good that you believe it, because
But when I was junior, it was disaster. I got yellow cards, red cards in every match.
Really?
Yes, really.
This I would never say.
Yes, I was also because I was still competing for Moldova when I moved. The first 2 years, I was still competing for Moldova, and my father was going with me. That's when the puberty came in, and I was fighting with him all the time.
You were like a rebel.
Yes, big rebel. And he got yellow or red cards, and me, and all the time he had to go out from the hall, and he couldn't coach me. It was disaster.
So
really.
Very emotional.
I remember one time I played European Championships, and I think it was my last European Championships in cadet, and I wanted so much to to have a medal, and so I had a mental breakdown. I think like I had a good draw, but I lost against, if I am not wrong, against Sibel.
Yeah.
Yes, I lost against her, and I remember this feeling. I was crying, but in the box, the match ended. I shook.
Doesn't matter. Let's say shook.
I shook hands with her, and then I was just lying there in the box and crying, and all the time crying, like for 10 minutes. I was only crying, and my father had to come in and to take me, and this was like, I had really no control of my emotions.
So, like this sport, you really leave the emotion, let's say,
Yes.
when you were younger. But
Yeah.
today, you don't get yellow card every match, right?
No, I think in my senior career I got only one yellow card till now.
So how do you explain that? That's change.
I really don't know. Maybe I matured. I
Yeah.
think I just matured. Yes,
Mm.
I got older, and I thought that it's not worth it to lose so much energy on the negative things,
Yeah.
and I'm believing more in positive things, and
Okay.
that positive things will come to you if you think positive.
So you give positive and you will receive positive.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
your
Yeah.
thing.
It's so like cliche, but I really believe in it.
You feel it also. I mean, you experience it.
Yeah, I experience it a lot of times, and
Only in table tennis or also in
no,
other-
in daily life also, of
Yeah.
course, yeah. But of course, I'm not always that shiny and positive person. I have like really, a lot of mental
I
breakdowns.
mean, we are human beings,
Yes.
but I think to take the positive, it's so important. And as you said, if you give something good, you receive something good. I also believe in it. I believe in karma also. Yeah, I see also it in myself like this year, so I'm happy. So continue that way. I play against you the first time in Swedish Open, you remember or not? Maybe not.
No,
was,
I
like,
don't
small.
remember.
I was like young, small. I'm still young, but not small anymore. I lost 3-0, I think 5-5-5, something like this.
Really?
Yeah, and you were so tall, and I was like, left-hander, I was like, okay, let's do something. But actually you were playing like so good placement that I was like,
Really?
you were reading the game very fast. Yes, I remember
Really?
that. How did you learn that? The placement part, the reading the game?
I think it came natural to me, especially the placement part, seeing the ball. I think I see the ball quite good, and I see the table also good. So I don't know how it came to me. I think it came naturally. But of course, I have to have full concentration to be able to do that. Because if I'm not concentrated, or if I have negative emotions, then of course I don't see anything. There is no table or no ball placement or anything.
How do you prepare for a match to focus and to put yourself in a bubble?
I start to prepare quite early, and I meditate a lot.
Okay. What kind of meditation you are doing?
It depends. It depends what day it is. It depends when the match is. If I wanna calm myself, it's one kind of meditation. And if I want to like motivate myself, it's another kind of motivation. And sometimes I just maybe sit there and breathe, or try to breathe, because our sport, our job is not easy, and sometimes we have these like thoughts in our heads which we have to somehow calm down, and that's how breathing helps me.
So when did you start to meditate?
I started to meditate actually when coronavirus started.
Oh, so not so long
not
time
so
ago.
long time. I feel like it helped me really much. Now I think like I don't know how I was what I was doing without it, how I was preparing without it. Of course, I had, I think since 2017, like some of mantras, like some speeches, what I heard all the time before I played the match. But it was not so like strict. Now I am even better in this, I think.
So you meditate just before the match, or
No.
before you go to the hall, or in the
Yes,
morning?
every morning basically.
Every morning.
Sometimes 2 times per day. Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Depends how I feel also, because sometimes, as I said, we have good energy, sometimes not.
Yeah.
So it depends on the day.
I also meditate.
Yeah?
I meditate. I started a long time ago, but after maybe 2 years, I was tired of it, because
Yeah.
I was tired to really see what was going on in my body and in my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I stopped, and then I had a very bad year, or even year and a half, and I realized, like, if I meditate every morning, or if I do something for myself, at least, that I have more clarity during the day.
Yeah.
And I see, like, from a higher perspective the things what's going on. So maybe I don't see the placement of the ball, but I see, like, the direction of life. You know?
Yeah.
So this is why I meditate, and this is also a kind of moment where I can be more positive about something, that also to be grateful, or that I practice gratitude. This helped me also. So
Because actually yesterday I almost had a panic attack before my match.
okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of panic attack?
So I was. It happens to me a lot. No, not a lot, really. Really not a lot. 3 or 4 times, but for me it's a lot. Like, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like in your life, in your career.
In my career,
Okay.
yes. So first time it started in Tokyo in Olympic Games. I'm a very shy person. Normally, really introverted and shy. So this combination is sometimes killing me.
Yeah.
Because if I would be only introverted, it would be okay.
Easier.
But I'm also quite shy, especially with people who I don't know. And when I'm in closed rooms or something, I start to feel claustrophobic. Not all the time, and not like in this room, for example, not. But when I'm, for example, in small practice halls, and I feel like the people are watching me closely, even though nobody's watching me, nobody cares. Yeah,
I don't know.
There are people who care, but
Yes.
Basically everybody's concentrating on them, because we are all egoists, so we don't give a shit about other people. Actually, when I feel this, that everybody's watching me, I feel so naked, and then I start to feel really under pressure. Then I start to feel my heart beating, and I cannot breathe, and I start to cry.
Yeah.
So it actually happened to me yesterday before
the match?
Before a match against Adriana.
Almost.
Yes,
so it
almost.
didn't fully happen.
Because I know myself so well now. That's what I'm really proud of. I know myself so well now. So I went away from the hall. Like, I stopped practicing, and I just gave my racket, and I went to calm myself down. So I think in first 2 sets I really didn't see anything.
Okay.
But then it got better and better.
So the first time it happened, how did you react on it?
The first time it happened, it was a disaster. It was in Tokyo, and then I was practicing, and then China came in, and I felt like, wow, like suddenly. At that time, I didn't know that it was the cause that the China came in, but now I know, because they came in with 15 people, and it was so small, and I was playing with Mishek, with Caroline, and I told her, I don't know, I cannot anymore. And I was so afraid, because I didn't know what is happening, what is happening with me. I am starting shaking, my heart is beating, and then I had to run outside, and I couldn't breathe, and I started to cry, but really cry, and I like this. And
so you are sensitive also, right?
Yeah.
This is kind of sensitivity.
Yeah,
I would
guess.
say that you feel like
I feel,
around you even the vibes,
Yeah, that's why I have to always. That's why maybe people think that I have poker face, because if I don't have poker face,
you get like too much.
Yes, too much from
invasion.
outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you said, on off time, you are a positive person, but you can also have some difficult time, and you don't speak so much about the difficult times. but you got difficulties. Yeah, you left from your country very early, and it looked like until now it's fine, you know, I'm going, I'm
Yes,
just playing, I'm like, but how was it in real, you know? Sometimes when we speak to other people, we want to be positive, we want to show the good side, and it's perfect, it's very good.
Yeah.
But we are also allowed as a human to also feel like, yeah, it was tough, and to recognize it and to be okay with that.
Yeah, I am mostly positive about these things. Like you said, that when I am talking to other people, I am always they're like, it was not big deal. I had to go with it. But sometimes when I think about it, it was really tough. Mostly to be away from my parents, I think. Because my father, he was my key figure in my whole career. And my mom, she helped me so much. And she helped also my father so much. This was really tough for me. But also I knew that when I lived in Moldova, that was also tough. Yeah. So when I came to Austria, it was kind of relief. That's why probably I was thinking so positive, and like it was not a big deal, because I thought it's a lot better now. But in Moldova, like I said before, we practiced in basement. We had players who went to school, but their parents were also very poor, and they didn't have even something to eat. So my mom prepared meals for them that they also ate between the practices or in practice, because sometimes they were like not concentrated or shaking. And then my father would ask them what is happening, and they would say, but I didn't eat or something. But yeah, it was really tough. Like after I got European champion, I went back to my home city with camera crew, because they were filming a small documentary about me. I had to relive everything. I went to the same school where I was practicing, and I went to the same basement, and everything is same there. It was I got so emotional, because I was thinking, how is this possible that I am standing here right now, like I'm European champion, and I started to I started to practice in those conditions. Also, we were practicing in school you have like class. We were practicing in these rooms. Like we had one table in one classroom and second table in second classroom, and my father would go from classroom to classroom to check if we were really practicing or we were like only doing shit. I remember my father had to do everything. He had to change lights up in the basement. We didn't have so good lights, and he had to change it by himself, or he had to sweep the floor like by himself, and we didn't have hot water there. Really spare the balls. And I remember when we accidentally stepped on the ball, we cooked the ball at our home, that it got again like round.
Wow.
yes, that's why I feel so grateful, I guess.
Yeah. That's a story. That's a story. When you play the important events, when you are competing to the highest level, how does it help you, all those moments, to perform?
I think people tend to get used to good stuff quite fast. We tend to forget the difficult things, and that's what I'm reminding myself almost every day, or I try to remind myself that this is what I came from, and then it helps me. Then it helps me a lot to get grounded, to know that I came so far, but also to be hungry for more. And if I don't remember that, then maybe I cannot compete as well, I think.
Do you meditate with that as well?
Not so often. Maybe just to be thankful for everything what happened to me and what I gave and what I got.
Yeah. Your father passed away, I think 2015.
Yeah.
I saw your post on Instagram.
Yeah.
That was a very nice post. You can check it. So you won the medal in Europeans.
Yeah.
Your first medal?
Yes, my first...
Single?
Yeah, I won 3 medals and first medal in single.
In single?
Yeah.
So yeah, you won in double silver.
Yes.
Mixed double silver.
Yes.
And bronze in single.
Yes.
So you posted that, I mean, your father was not here physically with you, but he was here in your spirit. And then you are just like going like backward on the floor and with the photo and with the quotes. Beautiful, yes, very beautiful.
Thank you for that compliment. that my post on Instagram was so beautiful.
But you know, I can't understand that.
Yes, this post was so spontaneous. Normally, I'm very private person. I don't like to share these things with public.
Yes.
Also, my father, he was sick a long time. He had cancer. Not many people knew that, also internationally, because I just didn't want to tell anyone. So this post, it was in the middle of the night when I came back from the award ceremony, and I was looking on my phone, and I was lying on my bed, and I just realized that I won 3 medals, and I'm like, what? I won 3 medals, and I started to cry because I was thinking we finally did it. And I meant my father, me, and of course my mom. And that's when I wrote this post. Like it was at 1 in the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
What your father gave you as a gift for life?
So many things. He taught me how to be grateful. Everything what I taught to you, I learned from him. He was also a really positive person and not shy at all. So this is maybe the only difference between us. No, that's not, of course, not the only difference, but one of the differences.
Yeah.
So he helped me a lot because of how he spoke with people. He was always so sure that I'm the best. That helped me a lot. He taught me to work hard, to believe in myself.
You do believe in yourself?
He tried to teach me that, let's say. I don't believe in myself all the time, or mostly I feel like I'm too, too moderate, too...
modest?
Yes, too modest. Yeah, I guess.
Yes, modest? Yeah.
Yes. But on the other hand, if I'm telling that, maybe I'm not too modest. So I don't know. But because of his actions and of actions of my mom, I got where I am today. So I'm very thankful for that. Yeah.
What's the best achievement for you that you achieved? This is a shit question, right? This is like achievement that you achieved.
you achieved.
Like what is your best achievement as a? You have so many, but you know. The one.
Where do I start?
Very modest.
Of course, my biggest achievement was 2022 when I got European champion in singles. So this was my dream, and this was my father's dream, and that was my big goal. Mm-hmm. And anyways, the 2022 European Championships was like miracle for me. I again won 3 medals, but 2 of them were gold, and this was really big goal for me at that time because I won a lot of medals but not the gold ones. Mm-hmm. So I really wanted gold. Mm-hmm. So I can say that this is my proudest moment and my biggest achievement.
I think because now I speak about youth Europeans, I got 3 silver in single. I think 3 silver in teams.
Oh, this is...
And I never got the gold. No, I got the gold, sorry, in teams, in juniors. But if you see my medals, I've got silver most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's harder. The finals are harder for me.
At that moment when you lose, it's so hard. But 30 minutes later, you think, but I won the silver. So it's very important to also think like this. I think. So to have this feeling that you didn't lose gold, but you won silver medal.
Can you go out of a match very quickly if you lose? Can you go out like
the
next day you are fine?
Now is better.
Okay.
But before it took me sometimes 2 or 3 days that I would be very depressed. I had a very low self-esteem.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now you have self-esteem.
It's getting there. It's getting better and better, yes.
Do you work with a psychologist?
Yes, of course.
She does help you...
It's a he.
Yes, it's a he. How does he help you?
Yeah, he helps me a lot with my anxieties. Okay,
yes.
I don't know if I can call them anxieties, but like with the things with which I'm struggling.
You work on yourself and the table tennis player, or more on yourself than the table tennis player?
I think it's all together. I think when you have balance in your life, you have also balance in other things. I think it's important to find a balance in every aspect of your life.
Yes.
And every small thing affects the other thing. So if you are disciplined, or if you are trying your best in your private life, for example, then it affects also your job, and the other way around.
You are married also?
Yes.
Yes, since before COVID or after COVID?
Actually, during COVID.
During COVID, you had the Harry Potter wedding.
Yes, exactly.
So I think it was so nice. I mean,
Thank
you look very
much.
Stable in your private life. And
yes.
I think it's, of course, there is ups and downs everywhere. But it looks good. From the outside, at least.
Thank you very much. My husband is my biggest support.
Yes.
And we started dating actually 1 week before my father passed away.
Wow.
So I'm always saying one door got closed and the other one got open. I love him very much.
Wow.
And he will ever listen to this podcast. I want him to know that I love him very much.
This is so good. I have tears. Last thing I want to come back with you is your injuries.
Yes.
You've got a lot along the last years.
Yes.
How do you go with that? How do you always come back? Because yesterday you beat Adriana again. Like, you're always there. Even you are like injured or gone for some time, you come back and you are still here. And yesterday I watched the match and I was like, she's still there. How?
Again, that's what people are telling me, but I don't feel like this.
Like, you are going over the pain also.
Yeah.
It's
I think my childhood and my life before I came to Austria helped me also a lot to overcome my injuries. So my first big injury started in 2019. It was my hip. And 2020, when Olympics got postponed, I decided to get the operation. It was not easy to come back. It's always not easy to come back from injury, I think. Not only physically, but also mentally, because you are afraid of so many things. That's how it was for me. I was afraid to injure my body again, and first trainings were disaster. And also mentally it was overwhelming, because I was doubting myself a lot. I was thinking that I cannot come back and that I cannot be at this level again. Somehow I managed it.
Yes?
2 times. Yeah, I don't know how. I actually really don't know how I do it.
You saying like more day by day, week by week, than maybe a long term, or are you thinking really like, okay, in few months I want to be there and I will do everything I can to achieve that, or you are really taking day after day and you see how it's going?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Normally, I need to have goals like for 3 years, 1 year, 5 months. But with these operations, what I had for hip and knee, I couldn't do that. So I went day by day.
You also surrender, I think.
Yeah.
Or like you...
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
at the beginning I couldn't accept it, but it was very, very difficult for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I surrendered in the end. I thought that I will go with the flow, even though it's a struggle every day to go with the flow.
Yeah.
But I was trying, and
What it means for you to go with the flow?
yeah, just to let things
To let go.
to see how it is, and
How it comes.
yes, just to be thankful.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
to be grateful,
Yeah.
thankful.
I think that's define you. So now you are still playing.
Yes, I'm also not that old. I'm very young.
You want to go to Olympic Games?
Yes,
you
of
will
course.
go to Paris?
Yes. I actually want to speak about after Paris,
Okay.
because after Paris I have also a big tournament. We have European Championships in Linz.
Yes.
And that's also not the biggest goal, but one of the big goals, to compete there and to compete there well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beside of Olympics, of course, Olympic Games are most important tournament.
In Paris.
Exactly, in Paris.
I will be there, but
Yeah?
I will be working there.
Oh, really?
So I will be in the hall. So I will see you there.
Yeah,
as well.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Thanks. Last two questions.
Okay.
What success means to you?
I think for me it's to be better as I was yesterday. That's all.
Yeah, good answer. If you would give an advice to a kid, what would it be?
Oh, this one is so difficult because I never know what to answer. Okay, it's basic. Like I think to believe in yourself and to work hard, to know that everything comes with a price, but in the end, it's mostly worth it.
Yeah, cool. Thank
But
you.
I think for kids, it's
Maybe a bit too much?
yes, a little bit too much. So I will stick with believe in yourself and work hard.
Yes, cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Was okay?
Yeah,
Good. Good luck.
thank you.